Okay, shalom, shalom. This is Follow Not Man, Follow Yahuwah. This message is actually a no-brainer. We should know to follow Yahuwah and not man. But so many people, they following man and not following Yahuwah. Now, why is this? They don't understand who they are following. They think man is following Yahuwah, and so if they follow this man, then they will be following Yahuwah. But the problem is they don't know man's word from Yahuwah's word, and this is where the problem comes in. And you end up following man and not Yahuwah. And when you follow man, you will err. Man will lead you to error. This scripture is John 10:27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them and they follow me. Remember, Yahuwah put his word in Yahushua's mouth. He said he spoke nothing of his own. Everything he spoke, he heard from Shamaim, and there's deepness in that. Everything he spoke came from the Father. And we need to know his word, which I've shown you his word. But the problem is many new people come to this channel and they don't understand his word from man's word. Okay, first scripture, Proverbs 3:5. Trust in Yahuwah with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. For this is something we don't know how. We have to know how to trust in him. We have to know how to not lean on our own understanding. And this is, again, we should not be leaning on our own understanding. Psalms 118:8. It's better to trust in Yahuwah than to put confidence in man. Again, no brainer. We should know this. We should put our trust in Yahuwah and not putting our confidence and trust in man. And when we trust him, we follow him. If you trust man, you will follow man. If you trust Yahuwah, you will follow Yahuwah. Proverbs 14:12. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Now, this is the problem, because this man, he think he's doing right. He's calling himself a preacher, a pastor, a prophet, a minister, name a title. That's what he's calling himself, and it seems right to him. And when you follow him, his end will be death, and your end will be death. That's why you need to make sure you're following Yahuwah and not man. 3 John 1:11 says, Beloved, do not imitate what is evil, but what is good. He who does good is of Yahuwah, but he who does evil has not seen the Most High. So once again, don't imitate evil. Man, we saw man will do evil. Man will say evil. It's because there's a way that seems right to him, and it's evil. And that's why he's doing evil. Many men, I believe, many men will not do evil, but because they don't know righteousness from unrighteousness, they partake in unrighteousness. Jeremiah 4:22. For my people are foolish. Now, this is the Most High talking about us. This is his word. My people are foolish. They have not known me. They are silly children. He calling us silly children. I look at us, and yes, we are silly children. They have no understanding. Why is this? Because we're not following him. We are following man. And we end up with no understanding. We don't know his ways. We don't know his will. We don't know his law, statutes, and commandments. We don't know his judgments. We don't know any of these things. It says, but they're wise to do evil, because man taught us how to do evil. Wise to do evil. We're good at this. But to do good, they have no knowledge, because we've been following man and not following Yahuwah. Again, this message is a no-brainer, but this is something that he wants his people to know. You are following man and not following the Most High. Jeremiah 17:5, thus says Yahuwah, cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his strength, whose heart departs from Yahuwah. This is what we did. Those Christian pastors, man trusts in those Christians. We trust that pastor, and we made his flesh our strength, because he told us he was hearing from the Most High. And he was giving us the Most High's word. So this is what we did. We made a grave mistake. And once again, these pastors, they steered us away from the Most High. And that's why it says, whose heart departs from Yahuwah. Ezekiel 13:3, that says Yahuwah. It says, woe to these foolish prophets. You see these pastors, these prophets. We don't have, I told you, I've said it many times, and new people that come to this channel, listen, and listen very good. Listen very carefully. We have no prophets today. The prophets that we see in scripture, they prophesied everything. Everything. And there was nothing else to be prophesied. And it was finished. It was done. And here we are in 2017 and people calling themselves prophets. It says, woe to the foolish prophets who follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. These men that saying they've seen this and they've seen that and they're prophet this, these men haven't seen nothing, anything. They're speaking from their own heart. This is Jeremiah 29, and I'm going to read just 31. It says, send to all those in captivity, saying, thus says Yahuwah concerning Shemaiah, the Nehelamite, because Shemaiah has prophesied to you. Listen, he prophesied to the people. He says, and I have not sent him. These people that's prophesying to people today, the Most High is saying, I have not sent them. But yet they prophesy. Yet they said, this is the word that the Most High has spoken. And then they give that word. You see, the only word we can prophesy is what's in the scripture, what the prophets have already said. Death and destruction is coming to Babylon. Fire. It will be utterly burned with fire. And no one will be able to dwell in her forever. You see, that's a prophecy that we can speak. We can proclaim it because it's in the scriptures. The Most High, it came out of his mouth and it came out of the prophet's mouth. And it hasn't happened yet. So we can say this, and we're not prophesying. We're just speaking what was already spoken, and we agree with his word. He says he prophesied to the people, and he says, I have not sent him. And he caused you to trust in a lie. These pastors caused us to trust in a lie. And we believed the lie. We didn't know truth from a lie. We thought we knew truth, but we didn't. Why? Because we followed man and we didn't follow the Most High. This is Baruch 1:21. This is what we did. We did not heed the voice of Yahuwah, our Elohim, and all the words of the prophets. Listen, remember this. We must listen to his word and all the words of the prophets. Why? Because all the words of the prophets came from him, who he sent to us. But what did we do? But each followed the intent of his own wicked heart by serving other mighty ones and doing what is evil in the sight of Yahuwah, our Elohim. So we did not listen to him, but we served other mighty ones, and we was doing what was evil in the sight of Yahuwah. And then the other people followed. And here you have man following man. 1 Kings 18:21. And this is Yahuwah. This is 1 Kings 18:21. And Yahuwah telling the people, he says, and he came to all the people and said, how long will you falter between two opinions? How long will you go back and forth between two opinions? You have to decide. This is what you have to decide today. Follow the Most High or follow man. Watch this. If Yahuwah is the Most High, it's the Almighty, it's Shadi, follow him. But if Baal, which is Lord, follow him. We know he is not Shadi. He is not Almighty. The people answer him not a word. You see, they still struggling between two opinions. Who do we follow? Do we follow man or do we follow the Most High? We're struggling today between two opinions, and we think we're following the Most High, and we're indeed following man. Jeremiah 9:4. All right, this is where we at in the day, where we living right now, the end times. Jeremiah 9:4. Everyone, Listen what this is saying. Take heed to his neighbor, and do not trust any brother. For every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders. He's saying we can't be trusting in people. Why? Why? We should be trusting in our trust is supposed to be in the Most High. We should be trusting him and following him and him only. Okay, this is a dot 4, and I'm going to read 6 and 7. And this is what our people did. And they eat blood. And he cut off their males in the desert. When he said to them in Kadesh, go up and possess the land. He told them to go up and possess the land. Go into the land. But they hardened their spirit, and hearkened not unto the voice of their maker, the commandments of their teacher, but murmured in their tents. And so the wrath of Yahuwah was kindled against their congregation. Now, let me bring that home to today. The Most High has commanded us. He gave his final warning to come out of her. He's commanded us to come out of her. Come out of her, my people, that you partake not of her sin and of her plagues. But what did the people do? They hearkened not unto the voice of their maker. They hardened their spirits. And they complained. And when this happened, the wrath of the Most High is sent against you. This is where we're at today. When we follow man, and man lead us to that which is evil, listen, great wrath will come from the Most High. Jeremiah 44 and 28. It says, yet a small number who escaped the sword shall return from the land of Egypt to the land of Yehudah, and all the remnant of Yehudah who have gone to the land of Egypt to dwell there shall know whose words will stand, mine of theirs. Remember the message? His word stands the test of time. We're going to find out whose word will stand at the end. Is it man's word or the Most High's word? Did the Most High say that you can't flee Babylon physically? Did he say that? Did he say come out of her spiritually? Did he say that? Did it come out the mouth of the Most High that Babylon is everywhere? You see, this came from man. And when you believe this is evil. How is it evil? Because it never came from the Father's mouth. It never came from his mouth. It came from the mouth of man. And once you listen at this, if you believe you can't flee Babylon and Babylon is everywhere, then you're trusting in man. And you're not believing the words of the Most High. You're following man and not following Yahuwah. And again, I told you, man will follow man and will not even realize it, will not know it. Deuteronomy 16 and 20. It says, here is the message. Here's what Yahuwah is saying to you. You shall follow what is altogether just. This is what you should follow. And we know his word is just. His word, not man's word. His word is altogether just, that you may live and inherit the land which Yahuwah your Elohim is giving you. So this is what he wants to do. If we do what he say to do, we shall live. If we don't do what he say do, we shall die. It's that simple. Not only live, get this, and inherit the land. This is something our people lack. Our people lack the understanding of this thing is about this promise that he made to our fathers. And it was to give us this land that we may live and inherit the land. Yes, we will live, some of us, that 1/3 that will not be cut off, will live and inherit the land that Yahuwah is giving us. Okay, Acts 5:29, my last scripture. And this is something we should know. We should know this. This is a no-brainer. And Peter and the other ambassadors answered and said, we ought to obey Yahuwah rather than men. We should follow Yahuwah rather than follow man. Listen carefully. If you follow man, you will follow him to Shaul. If you follow Yahuwah, you will live and not die and inherit the land. This is the promise. This is the message Follow Yahuwah, follow not man. Shalom.